Good evening, traders, and welcome to Trading Waves market weekly market analysis. Right, so guys, I'm going to be your host for today. Please, I do apologize for the background noise if it's not clear. All right, before we get started, we are currently running a lifetime promotion. We've got a 50% promotion on our lifetime membership. So you just pay once off and then you don't have to pay anymore. We'll be having our next live course that will be starting in September, maybe on the 5th of September. That's when we'll be having our live course, which is a 10-day live course. So if you do want to join us there, you can take advantage of this special here. So the beauty of joining now for our full course is that you get to access our recorded version of the course. And by the time you get to the live course, you would have watched it. And if you've had any question, it will be easier to ask those questions during the live one. So you can just go there and and click our link there, and then you can use this discount code here that will give you the 50% off. Our special will be running for the month of July. That's when it will be ending. Right, so if you wish to contact us, you can go to our YouTube page, and any of the video of the weekly outlook videos, you can click there. So this is our YouTube page here. So if you want to see our work, we've been doing this here for the past 4 or 5 years, these recordings here. Now, if you wish to contact us, you can use those details there on the screen. Below there, you've got our email address. You can send us an email if you wish to or if you've got a question or want and have an inquiries regarding our services, you can use that email address there. And below that, we've got our WhatsApp numbers. So you will be, excuse me there, guys. So you can use this here, our WhatsApp numbers there. It's when you use these WhatsApp numbers, guys, it's either you're gonna get hold of myself, Sandila, or you're gonna get hold of Victor. Below that, we've got a Telegram channel. If you wish to join us there, you can click on that link. And the last three there, it's our contact detail. That is our Twitter social media page there, and also our Facebook. Right, so let's get started. So as usual, we're going to be looking at how did the market perform in the past few weeks and what we're expecting going forward. So I'm going to be starting right now. So we have been looking at the DXY. So the focus on the DXY, we're looking at this year to have been a structure. And if you've been recording for the past few weeks, we've been showing you how we expected this from around this area of a blue box to make a move to the upside. But recently, what we looked at is for the DXY to have completed this three-wave corrective structure here, our wave 2 against this swing low here. The expectation was for the DXY to continue with the bullish move to the upside. Now let's have a look. How did the DXY perform there? As expected, the DXY has traded higher over almost 563 points. It has made this move to the upside, and the expectation is still to see the DXY to be continuing with the bullish move to the upside. We'll see that more when we look at the market analysis. Now let's have a look at the next one here. That would be the Euro-US dollar. Obviously, if you had expected that the DXY was going to make a push to the upside, you would have expected that the Euro-US dollar was going to drop. So this was our forecast here. We're looking at this one to drop against this invalidation level here, or the territory of a wave 1. We're expecting that the Euro was going to drop. Now let's have a look at this here. This has dropped 665 pips to the downside, and the expectation is for the Euro-US dollar to still drop to the downside. Now, this is the beauty here, guys, because our members, they get to access these charts here. They are updated twice a day, during the London Open and also during the New York Open. That's when we do our chart update. It would be very nice if you're having a third eye in the market here. I know a lot of people might be busy with work here, but if you've got people like ourselves trading waves, then we get to look at the markets for you, and we just let you know when the market is ready. So Euro-US dollar, we have traded this year over 665 pips to the downside. Let's have a look at the next one here. I'm not going to be showing you all of these guys. I'm just going to be just showing the few here. So US dollar CAD, you've been seeing this one here, how we've been able to trade it from around this area here, how we traded this to the upside, and we've showed you again how we traded this move to the upside here. Now we've traded this here again. We're looking at this one here to be a 3-wave move pullback, our wave 2 here, and the expectation was that in the around the area of a blue box, we should be looking for a move to the upside. So this was a trend chart that was posted in the members area. Now let's have a look. How did US dollar CAD play out? If you've been monitoring the charts or you're looking at the charts, you will see that US dollar CAD has already moved to the upside, 407 pips, and the expectation is still for this one to make a move to the upside. So this is what our members get to see here. When we talk about the blue box, we've been getting a lot of inquiries. What is a blue box here? This is a strategy that has got almost a 90% win rate. So when we got a blue box, this is an area where the decision between the buyers and the sellers is made. It's a high probable area that you should see a reaction to the direction that you are looking for. So we have been able to back there over 400 pips or 407 pips to be specific on a US dollar CAD. Now let's have a look at the next one here. US dollar GBPUSD, we have been looking at this one here to make a move to the upside. Simply straightforward, or a textbook trade setup that we had there. We were looking at this year to have completed this year the wave 4 structure. Obviously, if you're expecting that the DXY was going to make a move to the upside, we were also expecting that US dollar GBP is going to make a move to the upside. So we posted this year to the members, or this was discussed, that we are looking at this year to be an ending diagonal and expecting at the break of this year to have a move to the upside here. Now let's have a look at US dollar GBP. How did this play out? US dollar GBP, as expected, has traded higher, about 319 pips there, and we are still expecting that this should continue with the bullish move to the upside, but more of that when we do the market analysis. Now let's have a look at the next one here. US dollar yen, we have been talking about the yen pair, that they are still very bullish. So the expectation was for US dollar yen to have completed this 3 waves corrective structure here, running Fed corrective structure, and we were expecting to see more bullish move to the upside there. Now let's have a look. How did US dollar JPY play out? As expected, US dollar JPY has already traded 415 pips to the upside, and still the expectations for US dollar JPY to continue with the move to the upside there. And more of that when we do the market analysis. And gold for the whole of this year, we have been telling you that just look for the selling opportunities on gold. To be specific, we were around this right here. We said we were looking at this year, exactly this year. If you can look at our videos here, you will see that when the market was around this area, we said expect a little bit of a push on gold. Then from there, we're expecting this drop. So since then, we have been looking at gold to drop. But this was a recent update. Once we saw that this was a complete corrective structure here, we expected that gold was going to drop against the 1879.29 area. Now let's have a look. How did gold play out after that? So as expected, obviously, gold has traded lower over 1450 pips. So we've got already around 1,450 points on gold, and the expectation is still for gold to make a move to a downside here. But please be mindful, guys. Do not just go and sell this year just because you are looking at this year and we are pointing to a downside. We've got a special indicator that tells us when this is ready and when to expect that this might be coming to an end. So just so you know, it's going to be very risky that you sell around this area here. So you need to see at least a deeper pullbacks on gold before you can even consider a selling opportunity. But as for our members, they are already aware what to expect around this area here on gold. That is just based on what the indicator is telling us. Now let's have a look here. This will be the last one here so that we can just get straight to the market analysis. Silver was one of them there. Obviously, if you expect that gold was going to drop, so just like silver, we were somewhere around this area here, we expected that this was going to drop. So ever since then, we have not been looking at anything other than just looking to sell the rallies on silver. That has been the case here. We've been looking at this one here to have completed this 3-wave move and expected to see silver dropping to the downside. Now let's have a look. How did silver play out after that? So as expected, silver has dropped over 356 points, and the expectation is for this one to still drop to the downside. All right, so this is how the market has been performing for the past few weeks. For more details, please, you can look at our video there, our latest video that we have there, and just go and have a look. How do we forecast the market? You can just look at this video here. It will give you more details what we look at almost every day in the market there. Right, so let's get straight to the market analysis. Let's start with the DXY. So as usual, the DXY, we just saw this one now here. The expectation is for this one here to still continue with the bullish move to the upside. So we will be expecting to see a little bit of a move to the downside here, at least for a structure like this here. So let me just get a clear color here. So we will be looking at the DXY to still continue the move to the upside there. Expect to see an expanding flat relative structure. Then we're going to be looking for that move to the upside here. So we know we will be trading this against this swing high here. We do not expect that the DXY is going to trade as far as around this area here. So we're looking at this here to be the last 5-wave move to the upside. Then from there, we're going to be expecting that the DXY might start to drop to the downside. But as for now, we're still expecting to see more bullish move to the upside on the DXY. Obviously, if you're expecting that the DXY is going to drop, that will mean you are expecting that the Euro-US dollar as well should still continue with that drop to the downside. So structurally, we are looking at this possibility here. Come and check this side here and possible structure like this here, but we should still see the Euro-US dollar to be dropping to the downside before we can even expect a move to the upside. But it's very tricky, guys, that you can come and sell here or buy the DXY at the current levels. This has been dropping ever since these highs here. We've been telling that the Euro is still going to drop, so it's very risky that you are going to sell around this area. Yes, soon and very soon, we should be starting to see some dollar weakness. But please be mindful selling around those areas there. Now, pound US dollar here, you have been seeing how we've been trading this one here. The expectation is for this one to still drop, especially against this swing high here. We have been looking at this one to continue with the drop to the downside. Any three-way pullback here against this swing high here, expect that pound US dollar, and it should still continue with the drop to the downside, at least to take it back to around the area of 1,600. Then from there, again, you need to be careful because we will be competing a certain wave here or a certain degree in a wave 5. And from there, we're going to be expecting to see a little bit of a pullback before it drops to the downside. Yeah, but for now, any rallies against this swing high here, expect to see more bearish continuation, move to the downside on pound US dollar. Just to show you on the daily time frame here, why are we saying the pound US dollar? Because we've been talking about this expanding flat corrective structure here or regular flat corrective structure here, that expect that this was or this has already came to an end. This is what we've been looking for, and we expected this to drop. So the expectation is still that even if you do get this to a pullback here, do not look for a buy. Expect that this should continue with the drop to the downside, at least to come and take these lows here. What is very likely to happen that this is going to drop and this come and take this low here, and from there that's when it might start to react higher, but it should still drop to the downside here on pound US dollar. Okay, now look, moving forward, you've seen US dollar chief. We've shown you the expectations for this one here to still continue the move to the upside, especially if it's still trading against these swing lows. Yeah, anything above this swing low here, you're going to be expecting the US dollar chief should continue the move to the upside. But it's very likely this could just be an expanding flat corrective structure like this here. But we should see this one to at this time and take these highs here. That's when we can expect that our fifth wave is coming to an end. And from there, we must start to be expecting a bigger pullback. But that's too far to talk about that for now. We're expecting that this should at least come back to these highs here, as long as the price is still trading above this swing low. Right, so AUD dollar here, obviously we've been talking about this one to drop, but you need to be cautious about this one here. We are still expecting to drop at least for a move that is equivalent to this one here. So we've had this one to be a 5-wave move to the upside, and this to be a 3-wave move here. So we are expecting to see this one to be dropping at least for a move that is equivalent to this one. But you need to be mindful, there is a divergence that is building up here on the RSI. You will see that. So that means you need to be very cautious. We are having the DXY that we're expecting to complete the last leg to the upside. That last leg to the upside, when it is expected to drop, this might be starting to give us this move to the upside here. So please be mindful with the AUD US dollar. Every time that you look for a sell, just make sure that your stop loss is as tight as possible, because soon and very soon we will be expecting that this might continue with that bullish move to the upside. Obviously, New Zealand US dollar will be the same as well. The forecast is still for this one to drop, but just like what we just saw now on the US dollar and AUD US dollar, yeah, you need to be mindful because this is coming down with not a very strong momentum here. So it's possible that this might be building up, or this might be an ending diagonal, and it might be a time for a move to the upside here. So please be mindful with that. But I would prefer to look for these buys here once we've got the DXY to have completed that last leg to the upside. But we still need more confirmation here. You need to get an impulsively move. If it was to get an impulsively move around this area here to at least check these sides here, then we can start to look for this bullish move to the upside. But for now, this would be expected that if it gives this pullback, as long as the DXY has not completed the leg to the upside, then we're going to be expecting that New Zealand US dollar should still drop to the downside there. But as for the indicator, it's starting to show that the momentum is no longer strong to a downside, and we should eventually start to look for a move to the upside. Right, so let's have a look at US dollar CAD. You've seen this one here. We are expecting that it should still make a move to the upside here. So just zooming into this here, we could be having a possible trade around this area here. This has dropped sharply here, but if you look at this here closely, this is dropping in a three-wave move. So very likely here that this could just be a three-wave move, but we should be expecting to see more bullish move to the upside on a US dollar CAD as seen on the trade recaps. So anything above this swing low here, we're going to be expecting that US dollar CAD should continue with the bullish move to the upside. Unless, of course, if this was to trade as far as this year, then we're going to be careful. There might be a change of a structure. Again, this could just be a three-way move to the downside here, to move up. We can get this one to be trading lower here, either be impulsively, or it can even come down in a three-way move. And then we have this as a W here, wave X, this being our wave Y, flat cognitive structure. Then from there, we're going to be expecting to see a bullish move to the upside. US dollar JPY, like I've indicated, that as long as the DXY is still making a move to the upside, we're going to be expecting to see US dollar JPY to be making a move to the upside, but very risky that you can come and buy around this area here. I am looking at this one here to have been our wave one in a lower degree, as you've seen here, that we're looking at this against this swing of this to be our wave one here, this being our wave two. So we're going to be expecting to see a 3 and a 4 and a wave 5, and from there we can start to look at the possibility of this one to drop. So as long as the DXY is still making a move to the upside, then we should expect that this is going to make a move to the upside. But please be mindful now that we are at a very risky level here. I'm going to be expecting that this eventually might start to give us this drop here on the yen pairs. Now let's have a look at the next one here, that pound yen. So pound yen, just showing you from the bigger time frame here. We have been talking about this one here for quite some time, but do expect that we're going to have a big move for downside here. So we have been looking at this regular flat corrective structure here. This should be a move to the upside, to a move to the downside here, and looking at this here to be a move to the upside here. So we're looking at this to have already completed this move to the upside, and against this swing higher, we should be expecting that this might make this move to the downside here. Even if it does come and take this side here, it should eventually start to give us this drop here. We've said it before that we're expecting over 5,000 drop to the downside here, but obviously that does not mean just going to trade there 5,000. We're going to take it one wave at a time. Structurally, what we're looking for is this here to be a move to the upside, three-wave move to the upside here. So we're going to be expecting a move that is going to be equivalent to this one here. So we're going to be looking for entries around this area here for a bearish move to the downside. There is just an overview there on the daily time frame on pound yen. So back to the 4-hour time frame, please watch out for this one here. It might start to drop around this area here. So we've had this one here to have dropped in what appears to be a 5-wave move or an impulsive move to the downside here. Clear 5-wave move that we are seeing here. So this being our wave one here, 3-wave move to the upside, and we're looking at this here to be our wave one in a lower degree. Let me just use a different color here. So this is being our wave one here in a different degree. So I am looking at this here to be a 3-wave move against this swing high here, and from there I'm going to be expecting that this might start to drop in a 5-wave move to the downside to be completing this wave 3 here. So this being our wave 1 here, I should be using the yellow here, this being our wave 2 here. So we should be expecting that this is going to be a 5-wave move to the downside, that will be completing a wave 3 in this yellow degree here. But anything be below this swing high here, then we're going to be expecting that pound yen should start to drop. All right, so EURJPY, we've been talking about this one here for quite some time. We are looking at this one structurally. These two have been structure here. Three-wave move to the downside. We use the yellow color here. This should have been a three-wave move here to the downside, three-wave move up here, and this should have been a five-wave move to the downside. Yes, a flat corrective start at 335. So the expectation will be for this one here to at least come back to these highs here, and from there we can start to look at the possibility of euro yen to drop. So for now, anything above this here, we're going to be expecting that this should continue the move to the upside, unless of course if this was to be just a three-wave move, if it comes and break this low here, then we can start to look at the possibilities for this bearish move to the downside. But for now, I still like the idea that euro yen should continue with this move to the upside here. Right, so chief yen, we'll be looking at this one to have completed the move to the upside here, and against this swing high, we are expecting that this should drop. So I am looking at this here to be at a five-wave move to a downside here that is completed, or starting a move to a downside, and this here to be a three-wave move to the upside here against this swing high. Then I'm going to be expecting that chief yen should eventually start to drop here. But based on the correlation that we have between those two here, it might not be a surprise, because we're expecting that euro yen might make a move to the upside here. This might also come back and check this high there, but you should eventually start to see this one to be dropping. But as for the view for now, I don't want to see this high here being taken out, and we're going to be looking for this one to eventually start to drop to the down side. Right, so CAD yen, we are looking at this one here to still continue the move to the upside here. And just to be specific, what we are looking at here is this here to be a five-wave move to the upside. This should have been wave one here, this being our wave two, our wave three here, deep wave four here. Now the expectation is for this one here to be a five-wave move to the upside. This should have been our wave one here, an expanding facultative structure here being our wave one, our wave two. So we're going to be looking for a three and a four and a wave five that will be completing this wave five here. So more bullish move to the upside on US dollar on a CAD yen, especially against this swing low here. We're going to be looking for a continuation move to the upside. Then once that is done, we can start to look for the possibility of a move to the down side. New Zealand yen, expecting to see more continuation move to the upside here. We are looking at this to have an impulsively move to the upside here, and looking at this here to have completed this three-wave corrective structure. So we're going to be expecting that this should continue with the move to the upside there. If you get this one to break this higher, expect to see through a pullback, and then any 3, 7, 11 swing, then you can look for the continuation move to the upside on New Zealand yen. Obviously, they are positively correlated to our yen. So if we're expecting that the New Zealand yen should be making a move to the upside, actually we should be expecting this one here as well to be making a move to the down, to a move to the upside. So we're looking at this here to have completed a structure to the downside here. So this could be a start of a move to the upside here. Alternatively, what we can expect is this year, we can still have this one here to be a structure like this, have this one to come and take this here, one more leg that will be related to this year, making this year to be an ABC here. Then from there, against this swing low here, we can still expect that this is going to make a move to the upside. But for now, I'm liking the idea that this should continue with this bullish move to the upside from the current level. So anything above this swing low here, we should be expecting that our yen is going to be expected to continue with that bullish move to the upside. Now let's have a look at the EURPES. So EURAUD, we are expecting this one to make a move to the upside. So structurally, but you got to be careful with EURAUD here. So structurally, what we're looking at is this should be a three-wave move to the upside here, and looking at this one to be an ABC here. We are looking at this here, it can still drop a little bit of a drop here, and then have what an expanding facultative structure, and then we still see this one here to be making a three-wave move to the upside. Alternatively, if you were to see this one here to be bouncing the three-wave moves here against this swing high, then you can expect that this is done. But for now, I still like the idea that this should give us this leg here that will be related to this one, this being your W here, wave X, and see a three-wave move to be our wave Y. And from there, that's when we can expect to have a bearish move to the down side. Obviously, Euro New Zealand, this is positively correlated. You're going to be expecting the same year. We are looking at this one to have completed this move to the upside here, coming up very correctly here. Three-wave move to the upside here. We are looking at this to be a three-wave move here, and this to be an expanding flat corrective structure here. So we're going to be expecting that we should be looking for this one here to make a move to the upside, something that is related to this one here. This being your W, wave X here, wave Y, and from there you're going to be expecting to see a move to the up, to the down side. But you do not have to just go and buy this here. You need to have a confirmation because this can still be a three-wave moves here, one more drop before it makes a move to the upside. But I'm going to be looking for a move to the upside there on EURAUD and EURNZD. Right, so EURCAD, we'll be looking at this one to continue the drop to the downside. So we are looking at this here, that anything below this swing high here, we have been looking at this here to be a wave one here, and wave two, looking at this one to drop to the downside. So if you are seeing any three-way pullback here against this invalidation level here, then expect the EURCAD should still continue with a drop to the downside. We have been very bearish on the EURCAD ever since these highs here, and this is what our members get to have with the advantage. We have been looking at this here. If I can take you back, this was a very nice creative structure that we forecasted back then. You can refer to around this era here. This was last year. So since then, we've been calling the EURCAD should still drop to the downside, and this is still the expectation. Up until you get an impassive move here that can come back and take this size here, that's when we can start to look for a move to the upside. But for now, I still like the idea of selling any rallies to the downside on EURCAD. EUROCHF, obviously, we have been looking at this one and we've been showing you on a bigger picture here or on a bigger time frame. Let me just take you back, you guys, to the daily time frame here, and let me show you what we have been looking for here. So we have been looking at this one here to have been an 11 swing sequence to the downside. This should have been our W here, wave X here, wave buy, and this should have been our wave X here. This being your W here, wave X, wave Y, X here, and we are looking at this here to be the last leg of a move to a downside here in a three-wave move. So somewhere here we should be getting EUROCHF. The expectation for this one to be a three-wave move here, one more leg drop, and from there we're going to be expecting to see a move to the upside that is related to this one here. Bigger picture here, we're looking at this here to be a WXY corrective structure, but I'm not going to be talking much about this one here. But just to have a view, why are we going to be eventually expecting that EUROCHF is going to eventually make a move to the upside? But for now, let's have a look at this here. So EUROCHF, be mindful somewhere around this area. This is going to make a move to the upside. As much as the expectation is for this one here to give us this three-way pullback here and then a drop, it might not be a surprise if you start to see this big move to the upside here. Obviously, if you're taking these highs here, that will mean we are starting a new cycle to the upside. No longer entertaining the short opportunity to a downside here. I'm just going to be looking for the buying opportunity. Unless, of course, if this does give us a three-way move pullback from here, then we can still look to sell for one more time to the downside. But we're going to be very mindful because this might eventually start to make a move to the upside. Three-way pullback here, against this swing high here, we can look for a drop to the downside. Alternatively, coming up here impassively, taking these highs here, then we can start to look for the bullish move to the upside on EURCHF. For now, let's just wait and see how it's going to react around that area. EUROPOUND, looking at this one here to make a move to the upside here. So simple, straightforward here. We are looking at this here to be a three-wave move here to the downside, right into the equal legs. So this could be your trade setup here. Watch out for this one. I'm going to be expecting that it is going to eventually make a move to the upside, especially against this swing low here. Just to be detailed here, look at this here. This is a leading diagonal that we are seeing here. This being a 1, 2 here, 3 or 4 and a wave 5 here. Now we are looking at this to be a zigzag. So you should be expecting that this is going to make a move to the upside there. So you don't want to miss that one in EUROPOUND, but you don't have to just go and buy this here, okay? If you can use your own strategy here, but as per our indicator, it tells us that this is ready to make a move to the upside. And let's have a look at the pound pairs. So pound out here, very good looking structurally. Do you expect that this is going to make one more leg to the upside? Does not look ready yet. So we are looking at this one here to be a triangle here. Possible triangle here that we are seeing here. We've had the move to the upside here, then this being an A here, wave B, C, or D, wave E here. If against this swing low here, we're going to be expecting to see this one here to be a move that is related to this one here. This being your wave A here, your wave B as a triangle, then the wave C. Then from there, that's when we can expect to see move to the downside. Unless, of course, if this gets invalidating our triangle here, I'm not expecting that this is going to trade around this area. If it trades as far as this here, then we're going to start to look at the possibility of this one dropping to the downside. But that's our primary view, looking at that triangle. Obviously, Pan New Zealand, because of the correlation, we would be expecting that it should make a move to the upside here. We are looking at this one to be a three-wave move to the upside here. So we're going to be expecting a little bit of a push to the downside, then from there and move to the upside. Three-wave move to the upside that we are looking at here is to be our W here. So do expect that this might come back around this area here. Then from there, we're going to be expecting to see a three-wave move, and we're going to be having this here to be a WXY quantitative structure before we can even entertain a bearish move to the downside. But for now, expect to see a move to the upside, at least the move that is going to be equivalent to this one here. Right, so now let's have a look at the next one here. That will be a pound chief. So pound chief, we have been talking about this one here, and on that video that I've requested that you watch there, you're going to be seeing that we're still expecting that EUROCHF should still trade to the downside. Yeah, if you look, zoom into this here, you will see that this is a nice corrective structure here, so we'll still be expecting that this should eventually drop. This is a structure that we are looking at here, so we're going to be expecting that this is going to drop here before we can even think of buying this one to the down to the upside. But for now, expect to see more bearish move to the downside on pound chief. But just to be careful, guys, be mindful. Selling at these levels here, we have been selling pound chief week in, week out. At some point, this was our trade setup. Our trade of the week exactly at this year. We were expecting that this was going to drop, and since then this has dropped over 750 pips to this low here. That video will detail more, but we are still expecting that this should even drop further to the downside. What you need to be mindful of is that this can just come and trade as far as around this area here, and then from there it starts to reverse to the upside. So please be careful selling around those levels. So pound CAD, obviously, we've been talking about this one for quite some time. If you've been following our weekly outlook, we are still expecting nothing other than just bearish opportunities. If you are seeing this one to be a three-way pullback, especially against this thing here, expect this one to drop. It is positively correlated to the EURCAD, so we've been looking for EURCAD to drop. So we will be expecting that. Expect that this is going to just give us this three-way pullback here, and from there, expect to see more bearish move to the downside on pound CAD. Now let's have a look at the cross pairs here out in New Zealand. We have been looking at this one to make a move to the upside, but be careful here. What we could be having here is this here to have been a three-wave move to a downside here, and we could be having another three-wave to a downside, three-wave move here, and we've got this one here to be a three-wave move to the upside here. This could just be give us this one more leg, come around this area here, and from there I'm going to be expecting something that is similar to this here. Then we're going to be looking at this here to be a WXY, and then we're going to be looking for the continuation move to the upside here on Audi New Zealand. AUDCAD, we're going to be expecting to see more bearish move to a downside here. Just expect that this could just be our flat corrective structure here. Then from there, you can expect to look for a sell. This could just be a structure here. Come and check this high here. And from there, we're going to be looking for a continuation move to a downside, especially if the price is still trading below this swing high here. We're going to be expecting to see more bearish move to a downside. Obviously, this is positively correlated to USDCAD. USDCAD, we're going to be looking at this one here to still continue the move to the downside. We will be looking at this one here to be our corrective structure. We could be having this one here to be an expanding flat corrective structure like this here, then expecting more bearish move to the downside. So against this swing high here, expect that this should still continue with a drop to the downside on USDCAD. EURCHF, this was our chart of the week last week here. We're expecting to drop from here. It has just moved a few points here to the downside here, but I still expect to see this one here to be dropping further to the downside. What you need to be mindful of here is that we could be having this is a three-wave move here. You can still get this one to be a three-wave move to the downside and still see this one here to have a structure like this here before we even get a drop. But for now, the expectation is for this one to drop from the current levels here. It's a matter of whether this drop just for the equal legs of this one here and still give us this move here, this big being your W here, wave X, and have this one to be a three-wave move being our WXY, and from there we can still look for the bearish move to the down side. Same thing applies here with the USD and GBPUSD. The structure is almost similar between those two instruments. They are positively correlated. So we are looking at this one to be a three-wave move to the upside, three-wave move down here. So we can get this one here to be a three-wave move here. At least this, as long as this is still trading below this window here, you're going to be expecting that it should eventually drop to the downside here on USD and GBP. CADJPY, we are expecting this one to make a move to the upside, but this is starting very correctly here. So we will be expecting that this should make a move to the upside here, but you need to be careful here because this could just be a standalone drop. For now, we have been looking at this here to be the structure and expecting this to make a move to the upside. If you look at it here, this is very similar to what is expected on the US dollar GBP. This is paired with the Swiss franc here. So expecting US dollar GBP to make that move to the upside. Based on that structure, we would be expecting that CADJPY would eventually make this move to the upside. Starting very correctly here, we could even be having a leading diagonal against these swing lows here. Three-wave move up here. This could be a move here, but it's too early that we can focus that. For now, what we're going to be expecting is that this is going to make a move to the upside. Now let's jump into the commodities. Gold, been showing you this one here, just a bigger picture here. Structurally, what we are looking at on gold is that this should drop this trend back around these lows here. What we are looking at this year is this year to be a structure here. Three-wave move for downside, three-wave move up here. This could be coming down in a three-wave move, or it can even be coming down impulsively. But somewhere around these levels here, gold is going to be expected that it will eventually make a move to the upside. That's what you need to be mindful of. But for now, any three-wave pullback here, you're still going to be expecting to see one more leg to the downside. Then after that, gold and the indicator is going to tell us when it will be ready for a move to the upside. Confirmation still needs to be seen here if this is going to be a bullish move to the upside. But for now, I still like the idea that three-wave pullback should be a selling opportunity to the downside on gold. Will be the same as well with the silver, as seen on the trade recaps. We are expecting that this should still drop to the downside. As per the trade recaps here, we are looking at this one here to be now wave 1 for wave 5, wave 2 here. I am looking at this here to yet complete the wave 3. With this, if this being our wave 3 here, we're still going to be looking for this here to be a three-wave pullback, our wave 4 against this territory of a wave 1. Then we're still going to be looking for the one more leg. Once we are done with this here, then that's when we can start to look at the possibility of silver to go back to the highs. Platinum, we've been talking about this one here for the past few weeks. If you've been following us, we have been trading platinum to the downside exactly from around this area here. We're looking at this here to have been a blue box trade setup, and we've been trading this to a downside area. For now, platinum, I don't want to see this high here being taken out. I'm just expecting to see this one to be a three-wave pullback, but it should continue this five-wave move there. Once that is done, then that's when we can start to look at the possibility of a move to the upside. This being your wave 1 here, wave 2, and this to be a wave 3, wave 4 here, and this should be our wave 5. So you can figure this out here. Where is this all coming from? But we're still going to be expecting to see more bearish move to our downside there on platinum. Brent crude oil, this has been dropping. Members have been able to see this here before it happened. I know a lot of people have been expecting that this was going to make a move to the upside but I still expect that Brent crude oil is still going to drop. Even now, we are just looking for this one here to be a three-way pullback If you do get this one to be a three-way pullback, still expect that Brent crude oil against this swing high here, it should still drop to a downside. But for now, we are looking at something that is similar to this one here, or it can even be something that is similar to this one here. This being a move here, three-way pullback and a drop to a downside. Then we have this as a W here, wave X, this should be a wave Y before we see a move to the upside. But I'm not going to be worried much about this is making a move to the upside. For now, the charts still tells us that we should still expect to see more bearish move to that downside. All right, so let's have a look at the indices. not the indices. Let me just jump here. We have not covered this one yet, but those that are trading natural gas, you should expect that this is going to eventually make a move to a downside. 5-wave move to a downside that are seen there. So we're going to be expecting that this should just be a 3-wave move against this swing high here. And we should be expecting to see this one to be dropping, be a drop all the way down here, or just be a drop that is going to be equivalent to this one here. But that's for those that are trading natural gas. Now, the indices, we are looking at this one here to make a move to the upside, and that move to the upside, it could just be a 3-wave pullback, at least around the 50% of this range. We've been looking at this one here to have been a 5-wave move here, A, B, this to have been our wave C here. Now, we are looking at this here. This can start to make a move to the upside from here. Alternatively, at least we should see this one here to be giving us a 3-wave pullback that is going to be at 50% of this whole range there. Then from there, we're going to be expecting that it might be that big pullback that is expected on the indices. But as it is for now, I would love to see this one here to be making a move to the upside. I'm not worried whether it's going to go back to the all-time high. Just a 3-wave bounce here would be enough. And then we're going to be looking for that move to the downside if it does come. But for now, I like the idea that the indices should trade back to the all-time highs. I'm not going to exaggerate that it is going to go back to the all-time highs. But for now, what I just know is that somewhere around this area here, we should be seeing this move be all the way up, or just be a move pullback and still drop to the downside. So this will be the same as well with S&P 500 or Dow Jones. So look at Dow Jones. We've been looking at this on the Dow Jones. This will have completed this 3-wave move here, this being a WXYXZ structure. 3-wave move to a downside, 3-wave up here, this being a 3-wave move, this being our W here, our wave X, this being our wave Y. Now the expectation again this year to make a move to the all-time highs, or at least we should be seeing this one here to be giving us a 3-wave pullback that will be expected to around the 50%, and this one to drop even further to the downside. Not worried about that for now. I just want to see what is happening around these areas here. Same thing applies to the S&P 500. We are looking at this one here to have been 3-wave move pullback to the downside here, and the expectation would be for this one to continue with a move to the upside. 3-wave move here, 3-wave move up. This to have been a 3-wave move to the downside here. And I'm going to be expecting the same here, be a 3-wave pullback, or it's just going to be a move that will go all the way up. For now, I'm just going to be chasing the 50% of this here. Depending how we come up here. If we come up here already in an impulsively move, 5-wave move, that would mean this is going to go back to the all-time high. But if you're approaching that 50%, they throw a pullback, then we'll be definitely know that this is going to even see further move to the downside. Next here will be the same here. We are looking at this one to be a 3-wave move to the downside again, this being our WXY. 11 swing sequence to the downside here, and looking at this here to be our W here, wave X, this being a 3-wave move to a downside, being our wave Y, terminating not in the equal legs rather than terminating at the 0.618. Now we're going to be expecting that this is going to make a move to the upside, but we're not rushing to buy this here. We need to see a confirmation, impulsively move up, then from there we can look for the buys with our stop loss around these swing lows. All what you know for now, or what we're chasing for, is for at least a move that is going to be equivalent to this one here, because this could just be a structure like this. Move to the upside here, then we have a structure like this here, this being a drop here, and then we still get this one to drop. That's a possibility, or what we're keeping in our mind. But for now, we like to see this one to go back at least to these highs here. Right, so let's have a look at the next one. That will be NIKKEI. We have been in this sort of structure for over a year and now, but we have been looking at this one here to be a 3-wave move to a downside, being our W here, and this to have been our wave X here, and this to have been our wave Y. Now we are looking at this here to be starting a move to the upside, and this to have been a correction here, this being our wave 1, wave 2 here. So we are going to eventually be expecting that this should make a move to the upside. Anything above this here, we are expecting that NIKKEI, it's just a matter of time, it will eventually give us that move to the upside. Right, so UK 100, we have been showing you that we are expecting that this should make a move to the upside here. it is moving very slowly here, but we have been looking at this one here to make a move to the upside. This will be now wave one here to a move to a downside, to a move up, and this one to have come down impassively here, this being our ABC. Now we are going to be expecting that this will eventually make this move to the upside, provided that the price does not break this low here. We are going to be looking at UK 1 minute to give us that move to the upside. Right, guys, from my side, that's all what I had to share with you. Please don't forget to watch out to watch that video there that we have been talking about, that will give us an idea how we work. And don't forget our special, it will be coming in, or it will be ending at the end of July. All right, so cheers everybody and trade safe. All right.